Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga, etc. and I'm here today to bring you the review for Toriko Manga chapter 341. This chapter is really simple to understand. Basically, it's the 7 parts of Neo that it blew out all over the places, and it's just them reaching their areas, and we're seeing what's happening in their areas. So we'll start off where we left in the last chapter, which is with A. This one, the narrator calls this monster A, and he has landed in the area of Monkey King Bambina, and he lands in the area filled with all the different Embu masters. And this monster, he has his own scouter, if you will, and he just sees these guys as food. He doesn't register them as enemies, he doesn't register them as anything else. He just sees them as food, so he just goes on the eating spree and just takes them all out quite easily. And I was like, what? Wow, it was just really simple. One attack, if that, and just they're all gone, except for one who then later gets saved by Terry. Get saved by Terry, and then we get to see Terry, Quint, and Quiz, and we learn through narration that through their training with the Monkey King, they haven't got over their fear, but they are stronger. Basically, this is what we get. This is what we get from narration and what we find out about Terry, Quint, and Quiz. So they have not completely overcome their fear, but they are now stronger. They are able to fight regardless of fear. That's when Bambina hops in and says, "Yo, playtime." He comes running in, and I'm not sure if he defeats it, but he has an easy time with A, and yeah, he's just very playful. He, as the chapter does say, he was excited, I do believe, but he's like, "Yo, playtime," and he just comes running in there and just dashes him in the ear. Then that was it. That's all we see from this era and this thing, and then we go on to all the other areas where the bits of the monster are just finding out ways to deal with the situation they're in. I'm gonna try to go through all of them, but I'll probably forget some. So we got in another's area, we see another probably senses this monster, and he's like, nah, I'm out. And then he uses speeds that surpass the speed of light, and then enters the back channel, and then his monster tries to follow him. We see how in the Horse King's area, you got Hercules and his boys behind him, and then the monster that goes there, it immediately expands itself, trying to adapt to the situation. That's what the chapter is basically. These monsters trying to adapt to the situations that they have put themselves in, so they can try and deal with each of the 8 kings. So we see that we got the one in that lands on the Deer King's area. We find out how the Deer King is the calmest, the gentlest of the 8 kings, and we find out that on its back it's got a forest, and this forest has got just the most vicious beasts in the gourmet world. So they're gonna fight on Deer's behalf. We also see the one that lands in the Emperor Crow's area. That immediately grew wings because it knew if it didn't, it was going to die. You see the one that goes into the Mother Snake's area. The Mother Snake just slithers down and is like, "What are you doing here?" And then just all these, we find out all the different things of what these monsters are doing. I'm sorry if I did miss any, but how the chapter does end off, as we end off with Toriko and Sturgeon. They're now fighting the Battle Wolf, so I don't know if that means that they defeated the other 8 king that was in the area with them. But they have now moved on to the Battle Wolf, and we just see Toriko. He's lying on the ground, and he has remembered something from 2 years ago. And we see Starjung, and he's like, "Was this what Midra is talking about?" So I am assuming that this is going to lead to some sort of power up for Toriko, but we can only find out in the next chapter. One thing that I was wondering is, why hasn't there been a part of Neo that's landed here? Is it still on its way? Have they dealt with it already? I don't know. There's still something to see here. This chapter, like I said in the very beginning, is just very simple. It's just finding out how these monsters are adapting. So for that reason, I'm just going to give it a 3-star rating and call it a review. Like always, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.